That's our own special version of A Forest, recorded at Maida Vale by The Cure, and Robert Smith joins us. Robert, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Now, the first time I heard A Forest, I think it was a John Peel session version. Would that be right?
Very probable, yeah. In those days, I think we used to pretty much air everything on John Peel.
And here you are with your greatest hits on Radio 2. Now, that's progress, I think. And
yes.
Let's go back to the very beginning, because retrospectives always sort of encourage you to go back right to the beginning. Was it 76, 77 when you started?
Yeah, my first time on stage with a band that became The Cure was late 76. My first performance in public with a band called The Cure was summer of 77, Queen's Jubilee year.
Weren't you of course, that was part of the celebrations, by royal appointment.
Yeah.
Weren't you the Easy Cure then?
We were Malice in 1976 for one show, yeah. And then
it's a very 1976 kind of...
It was, and then we moved on. In 77 we became Easy Cure, but not for very long actually. We only had that name for a couple of shows. I always hated the easy part. It was always an internal battle between us as to whether we should...
What was the problem with Easy?
For some reason it always reminded me of the Eagles.
And you won this Battle of the Bands sort of competition in Germany.
You are going back, aren't you?
Well, I was just thinking, let's poke around in the early...
Well, that's really early 76. I was still at school when we entered a competition in one of the music papers without any expectation whatsoever of ever hearing back. And I thought we weren't going to hear back. About a month later, I got a letter saying, "You've won." I realised pretty quickly that they weren't that interested in the tape that we'd sent. They were more interested in the photo. We were 5 kind of fresh-faced lads, just about to leave school. And this record company had a couple of songwriters, and they just needed an outlet. But with hindsight, it gave me great experience, actually. It was a nice little kind of look into the seedier side of the music business.
In what way was it seedy?
Well, because
the people who were fancying you, is that what you're saying?
They were... we knew it wasn't going to work, even at that young age. My dad actually had to sign the agreement on my behalf. I wasn't even old enough to sign. But the record company had artists such as Boney M and Donna Summer, and at the time they weren't really top of my hit list.
No.
I didn't really want to be anything to do with that.
Rah Rah Rasputin, that was a great song.
I hated everything they stood for and everything they ever did. I did actually grow to like Donna Summer a bit more the following years, but at the time they kind of represented, it was disco, and I just wasn't into it. It didn't interest me at all. The record company people all wore the same jackets, kind of like fake leather bomber jackets, and all spoke with strange pseudo-American accents, even though the record company was German and they were all German. It was weird to see how it all worked, because they thought they were kind of like really devious, very clever, and I realised very quickly they were quite stupid.
And we just played A Forest, which is still a fantastic track, and anyone who gets the greatest hits, I think it's track 2. You do stop there. It is a standout track. What are your memories of that becoming a hit first time around? And was it obviously, this is the thing that you were most proud of at the time?
Yeah, it wasn't... The thing was choosing these hits, like choosing the 16 old songs that were going to go on the compilation. Primarily, I was going to just opt for the most commercially successful singles, because I thought that's the true nature of a greatest hits collection. But I realised that it would not include the earlier singles, as well as some of the later singles. And I thought leaving off songs like A Forest would be pretty stupid, just because at the time we were kind of on our way up, and so obviously it wasn't a big hit anywhere. But it was probably the first time that I felt that what The Cure were doing meant something to me on some kind of like deeper level.
You still got the hair?
Yeah, from time to time.
I can't see much makeup. There's a hint of...
No, man, shaved. This is my rugged look today.
Rough and ready.
Yeah.
The current lineup has been together for 7 years now?
Yeah, 7 years, just about.
Do you keep tabs on the others?
We see each other all the time, yeah.
I was going to say, you might hate each other, I don't know.
No, we don't. It's different. I think when you're kind of growing up and you're through the 80s, I was in The Cure pretty much every day of the year, and it slowed down through the 90s because I was drawn to do other things outside of the group, and we all have gradually kind of like established our own lives. That we don't even live very near each other anymore, but then it's better when we get together because we actually have other things to talk about.
So is it not a creative band feel, or it doesn't fulfil all your creative urges? Is that what you're saying?
No, it does. It's just that my creative urges aren't as frequent or aren't as often or don't drive me as much as they used to. I think before I'd said less, I'd made less records. I had more, I thought I had more to do. Whereas now I'm kind of, things happen less frequently because I'm less able to meet the standards that I set myself, I suppose. So anything I can think of that I want to do, I can do within the Cure. I mean, that's one of the things about the group. It's never been constrained. People have always tried to pretend it is somehow and they'll put in the adjective band. But I think the Greatest Hits, if for no other reason, I'm proud of it because it shows people the diversity of what we've done over the years.
We're going to play our Mayo version of Just Like Heaven. What are your thoughts on this song now?
This is one of the key songs for me, actually, over the whole history of the group. I can remember singing this song. I can remember the night we did it and thinking it was just a perfect pop moment for me, Just Like Heaven.
Robert, thanks very much indeed for your time, and we'll play Just Like Heaven. This is our special Radio 2 album show version, which you did in Mayo. Robert, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said. And threw her arms around my neck. Show me how you do it, and I promise that I'll run away with you. I'll run away with you.
Always good to talk to Robert Smith. It's been a good 10 years. Just Like Heaven, the special Radio 2 version from their Greatest Hits. That was originally from 1987. The official